Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Rabbana atina min ladunka rahma wa hayya lana min amrina rashada. Rabbi yassir wa tuyassir wa tammim bil khair. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. ربنا زدنا علما أجمعين إن شاء الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brother and sister, I hope all of you had a wonderful good Eid, and enjoyed with your family. Now, welcome back to Ustad Hasim Area class for Sunday, June the 30th. My name is Nisar Sheikh, and inshallah, we will be facilitating grammatically analysis of new surah, Surah Al-Infiitar, surah number 82 in the Quranic sequence. Brothers and sisters, as I mentioned before, unlike most of the other classes, in this class we analyze each ayah, both grammatically and morphologically, assign the meaning to each word and then to the ayah, and finally compare our translation with the work of the scholars. Our hope is that one day, with the grace and permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be able to look at any ayah of the Musaf, and we will not only understand it, but also be able to feel its beauty, depth, and eloquence of the message deep inside our heart. Inshallah. Allahumma anta jal Qur'ana Rabiya al-Qalbina wa Nura Sadri. But before we proceed further, brothers and sisters, I apologize beforehand that I have a bad cough. So occasionally I would be pausing it so that I would be able to complete this chapter. My apologies in advance. And also, before we proceed further, for those of you who join new, I would like to emphasize and reiterate that I'm not an alim or even a teacher, but merely a student of the Quran who spend many hours per week to prepare the notes from a number of Arab books and dictionaries from our respective scholars so that it can save a lot of time for you and make it easy for you to study the particular surah. So on the screen right now, you will see the names of a number of the scholars. Mostly we follow, let me get my pencil, Dr. Suleiman Yaqut, Dr. Ali Mahmood, which is known as the Nurul Yaqeen, Bahjat Abdul Wahid Saleh, Darvesh Muhyiddin, Dr. Fakhruddin Kubaba, Muhammad Shafi, and Qazi Abdul Salam, and my colleague and my dear friend Saeed Shah, who has just completed the Arabul Quran. But as I mentioned repeatedly, that these different ulma are will be mentioned during our conversation for the advanced student only. But for our purpose only, mostly we will be following the grammatical analysis of Dr. Suleiman Yaqut. But wherever it's essential or important to introduce the concept or the understanding of the other ulama, inshallah, I will invoke those information and summarize for you that. For the third purposes, that is for vocabulary and conjugation of the words of each ayah, I have consulted a number of dictionaries, mostly the Quranic dictionaries, such as Bril Badawi, known as the Double D Dictionary by our Ustad, and dictionary by John Penrice, Dr. Nadavi, Dr. Lutfur Rahman, and more journal but detailed dictionary of the Hazwai. And also I have consulted the notes of Brother Zahid Naeem, who has already analyzed the surah initially in his classes. I then, for your convenience, write the original of the word and conjugation of each word right on the page of the ayah, and this will, inshallah, help you all understand the ayah much easily, or translate the ayah much easily. Excuse me. So now, brothers and sisters, of course, as you know, I'm just a human being, only a student of the Quran. I can make mistakes. So first of all, I seek forgiveness in advance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then from you all, if I make any mistake, and humbly request you, rather emphasize or encourage you to please correct my mistake and send me the message by the email showing on the page so that I can respond to your corrections or some questions quickly and effectively. Alhamdulillah, I have not anybody who writes me, inshallah, within a day or two. I will definitely respond to him. Having said that, inshallah, we will start with the analysis. Excuse me for a minute. Inshallah, we will start Surah Al-Infiitar. Okay, and as usually, I have taken the introductory remarks from two scholars in keeping with the tradition of our Ustad Meher Ali Sahab. Dr. Mohar Ali has a word-for-word meaning of the Quran, and our sister Iman Tori is Al-Hanif, and the title of our book is The Quran in Plain English, part 30 only, inshallah. Surah Infiitar is 82 surah. Its literary meaning is the cleaving asunder. And it has, Makkah surah, it has 19 ayahs. Dr. Mohar Ali mentioned here, explain further. Just give me a minute, please. My pen is not responding. There we go. I think we're back. Alhamdulillah. So this is an early Makkan surah. And like its previous surah, deals with the themes of the resurrection, judgment, reward, and punishment in the hereafter. I think we have already done Surah Mutaffifin, and here you have seen all the sequences of the ayah coming, reflecting all these concepts. He further says, it starts by drawing attention to the terrible events that will be heard the day of resurrection, mentioning the first, the cleaving asunder of the sky. The sky will burst open. In spite of the fact that he creates him, asunder of the sky, Al-Infiitar, Al-Infiitar. I think we will look at the meaning of this word, inshallah, when do vocabulary. Basically, this word is fatara, yafturu, fatral, or faturan. Both are, last one is masdar, fatara is madi, and yafturu. Yafturu is fadari. Inshallah, we will look at it there. This surah is named after the first ayah, of course, that's why you call Infiitar. Next, it points out how many men is deceived about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It points out how man is deceived about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in spite of the fact that he creates him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates him and man is always deceived. Okay? And gives him form and shape. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates him and gives him form and shape. And how insan is so ungrateful for me. Innal insana fi kabad. He then reminded that he cannot escape by disbelieving the day of judgment. This is a repeated theme, all this couple of surahs, which we have studied, we have studied before. The same concept is carried through in Surah Taqweem. There is a surah before that, and we already looked at the surah Mutaffifin. He then reminded He then reminded us all that he cannot escape, that man cannot escape by disbelieving the day of judgment. For over each individual are appointed angel watchers to keep a record of his deeds, and that the righteous shall be in the hereafter. The righteous shall in the hereafter be in the blissful life. Okay. While the sinful unbeliever will be in the hell. The surah ends by reminding that on the day of judgment, none will have any power whatsoever. None will have any say, any power whatsoever. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala command, his command is the only command. He is the only power. It's a very brief summary by Dr. Muharrali. Sister Iman Torres has explained a little bit further, and we will go through it. First of all, she mentioned that the intifar, the meaning is shattering. The meaning is shattering. Okay, and we will look through the meaning. This is another surah in a series which looks at the subject of the day of resurrection. Remember, we looked at this surah previously. This surah also look at the day of resurrection. Right? Just 1 minute. Also look at this surah. This surah look at the day of resurrection. Pardon, I think something happened. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, we're back in line, and just give me a 1 minute. Yeah, we're back, brother and sister. So we go back. We say, Sister Iman Torres mentioned, there's another surah in a series which looks at this subject of the day of resurrection. The other surah in this is Taqsir, the surah is 81, We have not studied because we're going from back to forward. And actually, the sequence should be 81, then 82. We're following 82 to 81. Okay, and when it comes it, I will point this thing out. Okay, basically deal with the subject of resurrection and the judgment. Excuse me. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, is reported to have said, "He who wishes to see the resurrection, he who wishes to see the day of resurrection, as though he is seeing it with his own eyes, should read this surah Al-Takbir, which I just mentioned. Remember, Al-Takbir is 81, Al-Intifar is 82, and Al-Shiqaq. We already finished Al-Shiqaq, alhamdulillah. So in other words, these three surahs give an accurate and realistic view of what that fearful time would be like. What that fearful. If you recall, I think Surah Mutaffifin, we did mention here, if you recall, just quickly bring it. We said, Ala yuzinnu ulaika annahum mub'asun li yawmil azim. This yawmil azim, I think I explained, which is referred to the defined as is a great day. And what that day was, I think I did explain that thing. Yawmil azim is Surah Isra, is a Samai, and perhaps we will do that. Or before is a Zulzilatul Ardu, Zilzalaha, wa akhrajatu ashqalaha. Okay. So when we talk about the Yawm Azim or this Yawmal Azim, we are basically referring to the day of resurrection. Let's come back. So this word was mentioned. Should read this surah Al-Takabir, Al-Intafar, or Al-Ishaq. Okay. In other words, these three surahs give an accurate and realistic view of what that fearful time would be like. Often, people feel that they are powerful things. They are powerful during their lives on earth. They are very powerful in earth in their lives. In their roles as a businessman or a community leader, or because they think they are stronger, smarter, older, richer, famous, more beautiful than the other, they often have a false sense of security. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps us reminding us why the Yawm al-Hazid. Perhaps they feel, perhaps they feel that whatever bad deed they have done, secretly or openly, will not be noticed or remembered. Will not be noticed or remembered. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in previous ayah also mentioned there are guardians sitting on your shoulders. Perhaps they become used to having their own way because of their ability to bully others with brute forces, convince them with a clever argument, or bribe them with their own wealth. You can see what's happening in the world right in front of you, how the stronger nation overcome the weaker nation. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on that judgment day, all this will change and true justice will prevail. People will be surprised to discover that everything which they have thought and done, both large and small, has been recorded by angels. More than that, they will not be able to influence their judgment one bit. Fathers will not be able to help their sons with their wealth, nor will their friends will be able to help each other with their connections. Each person will stand alone, unable to deny what he or she has done, and then the absolute power on that day will be in the Allah's hand. So this is basically an advanced summary what we will be studying inshallah in this surah Infiitar. I wish we would have done the other way around. I wish we have covered this surah uh, the Surah Takwir first. And we already look at the Surah Inshiqaq in detail, alhamdulillah. And this is in this same series of three surahs where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown, draw the picture as you can see from your yaqeen, from your eyes, that what the day of judgment or resurrection day would be. By having said that, inshallah, we will start with the surah now. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Is a sama, is a sama un fata. Un fatarat. Give me one. I may have to pause for a minute. Alhamdulillah, I'm back. I apologize. I think it's my cup. So, it's a samau, is a samau un fatarat. Iza here is therefore is zama. I think we studied this many times before. So it is. And it for al mustaqbil. Mustaqbil. That is referring to past, future coming, and it is wahwa mudaf. Always is out, always come with a mudaf. Okay. And this iza is mabni ala sukoon. Sukoon is always here. So we write down mabni, and I say ala sukoon. And it's fi mahalli nasbin. Zarf is nasab always. Mansub, divided in nasbin. Actually, it is mufule fehi or mufule bahi. Okay, so mufule fehi. So I will write down here mufule fehi. And it is muta'alliq. Zarf is always muta'alliq something, as I mentioned before. So I will say muta'alliq bijawabe. It's muta'alliq bijawab, which is coming in a ayat karima khamsa. Okay, and we will deal with that. Okay, I will just write down here. Ayah number 5 is a jawab. Why jawab I wrote down first? I think it should be Therefore, الزمان المستقبل مبني على السكون في محل نصب يتضمن بمعنى الشرط means that you're pointing out to a shart. Okay. So I will write down يتضمن معنى الشرط. And it's actually غير جازم. It will not affect. It will not be غير عامل or غير جازم. It will not act the fail which is supposed to follow after that as mansub. Okay, and it has we will deal a little bit more about this thing. Okay, inshallah. So when the mudaf came in, so after that, usually after iza, the fail basically comes in. Okay, here a samau is a is a is a is a file came in. You can see the file right there, file or mubtada. There is a two interpretation. We will both look at it. Number one, we will write down, with most of the Arabian use it. Number one, it is filun. Now, file of what? Limazuf fail. We will deal with it. Filun, and it is marfoon. File is always marfu. And alamat rafail, dammatul zahira. Right? Dammatul zahira. And now we have to say that is fail is mazuf. So we say li failu mazuf. Okay. And basically, it explains what comes after it. We call it yufassiru, yufassiru ma ba'du. Ba'du. Okay. What is come afterwards? Fail. Okay. The fail is coming afterwards. Okay. So in other words, if we can take it simply, we say is a samaun in fatarat is a, or we can say a couple of words. We can say is a in fatarat as-samau, or we can say is a in shakkat as-samau. Okay, we will look at the meaning and then this word becomes a bit easier. Okay, and here, but this jumla now, this jumla, let's deal with the inference first, then we'll come back. No, I think we will go to jumla. Okay, what jumla now? Jumla is always with fail and file. We show the file here, right? We say fail mahzoof plus file. Okay, and this should be now fi mahalli jarrin. Why, brother and sister? Because iza came in. Iza is mudaf, so this becomes mudafi ilayhi. Okay, this becomes mudafi ilayhi. Second interpretation, which our ulma is given it, out of 5, 6 ulma actually, one alim actually, one alim, Dr. Ali Mahmoud in Nur al-Yaqeen is mentioning opinion of the Kufi sect of Karachi. And they say that Sama is a, could be this, Sama is could be Mubtada. Because for the Jumla Ismiya, let me write down, then we go and get a bit further explanation when we do the second thing. Okay, Mubtada, and Mubtada is always marfu, and alamat rafa is dammatu zahira. You can see here. Okay, so we will come when we do the fail. Then we'll come back here. I will explain a little bit more there. It's a beautiful, beautiful construction. You can have the meaning in both ways, but mostly the ulma has given it a reference of having a file with failed message. In Patarat, now there is a file came in, but this file has both fail and file together. Okay, so this is actually Madin, fail Madin, failun Madin, and this is Mabni Allah Fatah. Why, brother and sister? Because actually it is two words, in Fatara and Tao Tanisi. Okay, so in Fatara, it said its file is Damire Mustatirun Javazan Takdiruhu Ya. So its file is Damir Mustatirun and Javazan Takdiruhu Ya. Why here, brothers and sisters? You can see the Tao Tanisi, right? You can see the Tao Tanisi. So I will write down here. Okay. So, and number two here, we just complete the for the notes for note purposes. It should be Tao Lil Tanis, and it's actually her, and it's Mabni ala Sakoon. You can see the Sakoon on the Ta, right? You can see the Sakoon on the Ta. And Dr. Yakut is trying to mention this Jumla now. Let's finish the Jumla. Okay, so now is Jumla. This Jumla basically, it is Jumla failure, fail and file together, right? Jumla, min, fail, plus file. Okay, and it does not have any Arab, la mahalla laha min Arab, because this Jumla is tafsiriya. It is explanatory to what is said before. Okay, is interpreted or explanatory. So we say tafsiriya. Okay, Jumla tafsir. Okay. Excuse me. Now look through. Remember, we have a mubtada here. we said second interpretation according to the Kufi will be mubtada right here. So if that is a mubtada, then this jumla failure, this jumla rather writing fail filen, I just write down jumla failure. Jumla failure means a fail plus five. Okay, jumla failure. This should be fi mehalli rafin. And if we take a Kufi stand of view that is somehow mubtada, this becomes his khabar. Khabar. Okay. Now, Dr. Yakut has also mentioned something. Dr. Yakut mentioned that this in Fatarat, basically, the Jumla basically mean is mine is, let me write down here, this mine is, maybe I should just copy from my notes and then would be faster. Otherwise, we will not be able to finish it. Just give me 1 minute. I prepared the notes for copy, just to shorten. Here we go. So this Jumla now, Dr. Yakut is explaining, Major Dr. Yakut, Suleiman Yakut, Arab book. इसे mine, this in Fadak mine is in shakkat as-samau linazulu malaikatu. The sama, the sky, the split open with the lodging of the malaikatu. Okay. This is what basically it means. Okay. So now let's go to the other area, the Kufi point of view about the Mubtada. Okay, Mubtada. Okay. So there are two concepts here. The reason I'm taking a little bit more time here because the same concept is going to repeat. Wa izal kawakibu kawakibun tasarak. Okay, and then following that again we wa izal baharu fujirat wa izal kaburu bosarat. So this is the same concept. We are not going to repeat it. I'm going to do only here. And again, I will go back and copy whatever translated before so that your notes become complete. Okay. So I did here. Okay, it's not allowing me, so I will try to do my best. Yes, Alhamdulillah. Copy. I will put it here. Yeah, I will explain that. Here, brother and sister, when we say that it could be file, a somehow file with fail mazoof, or it could be mubtada marfu. Okay, this is a Kufi point, Kufi Karamilian, as described by Dr. Ali Mahmood in Nurul Yaqeen, the opinion of the Kufi. فلا حسبه ولا تقديره لأنه الغير حقيقتي في الشرطية فلا يشترط in يليها الفعل. There is no deletion or estimation. That means it's not mazoo. Okay? No estimation because it is not rooted in condition. So iza here is, if you make it as a muftada here, so iza is not a conditional, it's only a zarf. Because if additional and conditional, then you must follow a verb. That's what they try to say. Okay. So they say that if you take a first approach, that's fine. With as-samau is file and its fail and fatarat is mazum. Okay. And then second time fatarat came in is for taqib. Okay. So if you take as-samau is mubtada, then this iza is not shartiya. Okay. Not shartiya, it's just the zarf. Okay. And then you have a mubtada and you have the khabar. And this becomes jumla ismiya rather than jumla fi'li. Okay. So this is what they try to explain, alhamdulillah. I hope it's clear. So now let's look at the mining. That constitutes the mining as I mentioned. Iza, we already know, is when. The green, I think, yeah, that's what we have been using. When as-samau is the sky. I think we did before sama. Very quickly look at it. The root word for as-sama is sin, mim, wow. Sama, yasmu, samu. This is from Bab Nasra. Bab Nasra. I think that I usually write down. So Bab Nasra. So become easier. Okay. So meaning is to be or become lofty, high or elevated. To be, to become lofty, high or elevated. Okay. And form 2 is samma, yusammi, tasmiyat. Means to name. We already know that. Musamma is ismu maful, name, specified or determined. One that is name, musamma. Okay. And ism we use all the time the same root word. Ismun or asmaun is name, attribute, and destination. Name, attribute, or designation. Okay. Is ism. The plural is asmaun. Okay. But samaun, if you have it, is used both muzakkar and muannas. Its plural is samawat, means the sky or the space above. The sky and the space above, and this sama came here. Okay. As-samau, and that means the sky. Sky or the space above. So we write down here, as the other grammarian used it, dictionaries, we say the sky. Okay. For instance, there would be something actually what I do, just to explain here, I take this words from the dictionary. Okay. All these things. And there are some more there. I choose whatever came in the Quran, alhamdulillah, and what commonly used words. Okay. And now there are some other books like Quran Hives or Worldwide by Quran and a lot of other Quran, their translation. So sometime we write down our translation which we learn from there, and in a view of looking at the word by word or Quran Hive translation, which is basically the Sahih fashion. Okay, so now the word is in Fatarat. As-samaun fatarat. Now fatarat. In fatarat, the root words are fa, ta, ra. Okay. Fa, ta, ra. This is again bar nasra. Means that fata changed to dhamma. A changed to you. Okay. Fatarat, yaftaru, fatran, faturan. This is the word came. Okay. So anyway, so meaning is to split, to cleave, to break apart, to create, to bring into the being for the first time. Okay, bring into the first time for the first time, not having existed before. Okay, to originate something. You know, remember, Alhamdulillah, the ayah, the Fatir Samawati Walad, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala Fatir. Okay, so so this is the same. Root words are the same one. Okay, so to bring into being for the first time, not having existed wrong is fatara, and khalaka to create something, okay, to originate something. If you want to look at the difference between fatara and khalaka, I will refer to, please look at that, the famous Mufradatul Islam. Okay, so if you consult that book, Alhamdulillah, they will explain very nicely. There is a limited scope for our class. In our class, we try to understand the meaning of the words used by looking at the vocabulary and the grammar, but we do not go into tafsir of the ayah, except that whatever made us to understand the meaning of the ayah. So that tafsir we cover only as far as we understand the meaning of the ayah. And the other thing for the balagha, a lot of words came here for balagha. I will point it out few of them, but not all the time. Our focus is not that thing. Focus of the class is to understanding the basic understanding, the meaning of the words were there with the formation of the sentences, and look at how the sentences are formed, and both covering, yeah, in other words, covering both naf and sar. Okay, both grammar and the sar. So here, fatah also means to break the fast. Iftar. Well, those who are speaking Urdu quite a bit say iftar ka waqt ho gaya, to break the fast. To eat and drink after the fast. To eat and drink after the fast, they call iftar. Okay. Now here in fatarat is basically is group 7. Okay. Word 7 called in fatara yan fatiru in fitaran. In fitaran. Okay. So I think I should not have labeled here. In Fatarat, I should have this. My mistake, I should label this there. Okay. So how this word came into being, if you look at it, in Fatara, sorry, I need a pointer. In Fatara, then become in Fatarat, huwa, hiya, anta, anti, ana, nahnu. In Fatara, in Fatarat, in fitarta, in fatarti, in fatartu. There should be sukoon here. When damire mutaharraka combined with the mazi, the lam kalma will take a sukoon. That's what happens here. Okay. And this is not mutaharrika. Here is not because ta has the sukoon. It's not a mutaharrika. When the mutaharrika damir comes in, okay, you got it? When the mutaharrika damir comes in, this is mutaharrika. This is not mutaharrika. The second, ta has a sukoon. So the lam kalma contains remains the fatah. But when the mutaharaka, the pronoun attached with the mafil madi, the lam kalma took a sukoon. Okay. So that's why in fatarat, in fatarati, in fataratu ana, or in fatarna, in fatarna. So here in fatarat is right here. Okay. This is what used, and that's why he says is file is mustatirun Damiro, Mustatirun, and Yodi ala here. They point it out to here. Okay. So basically, the meaning is to split open, to clip asunder, to break apart. Okay. Right. And you have seen that fitratun, fitratun is creation. The other word came in Quran, creation. And faturun, we have a lot of them used, crack, split, defect. So has a such a thing as a fatur, right? It's a defect. Okay. So these are the words came in Quran. Okay. So we say in fatarat here as the cliff asandar. Okay. Or we can call it break apart or scattered. Different meaning. We call it the meaning which took it from the word by word Quran is to cliff is which is bracket break asunder. Okay. So we're saying when the sky is cliff asunder, when the sky break apart, when the sky shall be cleft asunder, when the sky is scattered, all wanted. Then what happened? I think we will look at the authentic translation, both of them together. Both. Wa izal kawakibun kasarat. Okay. This is exactly the same thing which came before. So I don't think we will spend time of it. We can write down two ways. Either we can copy and paste it very quickly, or we can write down. I will write down this sentence with the most of our ulama, right? Called Mislul al Jumla as-Sabiqa. Okay. Like the previous sentence. Like the previous sentence. Everything the same except we will look at the vocabulary meaning. Right now, what I will do, I will just copy from here and put it there so that your notes become complete. Okay. Copy. So we're not going to spend time for that. Here. Okay. Then we go same thing, the same thing. Next one, the same thing here. Exactly. And it's still not working. Now we have Alhamdulillah. So we go here. So we copy from here. And we bring it here. Yeah. Okay. So so إذا is the Fatama, Al-Kawakub is file marfoon, the fail mazoob. There is the fail, following is coming afterwards. And Jumla, this Jumla, means fail of file, is Madaf ilahi of this one Madaf. And it can also be a Mubtada, like the Kufi school of thought. Okay. And Kasarat is fail madi, mabni ala, fatah. File the mere mutasid jawazan taqdiruhu here. Okay. And Tao Tani se harf mabni ala sukoon. And Jumla means fail of file in Lama Lama is the tafsiriya. And Jumla failure is khabar of the Mubtada Kuwaq. Okay. Khabar of the Mubtada Kuwaq. Now, But let's look at the meaning here. We write down Iza is when. Kawakab. What is the kawakab? Let's look at the small al-kawakab. Kawakab is al-fail rubai al-mujarrad. Al-fail rubai al-mujarrad. Excuse me. Al-fail rubai al-mujarrad. And it's actually kaukaba, you, kaukibu, kaukibu, kaukabatan. Kaukabatan. Okay. It means to shine brilliantly. To shine brilliantly is the meaning. Something to shine brilliantly. This is the fail. Okay. Kawakib, kawakubun, and it's kaukabun. Kaukabun and kawakibun. Kaukabun and kawakibun is the plural of kaukabun. Means star. Kaukabun is star and kawakibun is stars. So we write down here what is when the stars in Tasarat. What is in Tasarat? In Tasarat, I look through in Tasarat. The root word for that is Nasara, Yansuru, if we take Bab Nasra, or if we take Bab Dareba, Yansiru. Yansuru or Yansiru. Okay, Bab Nasra, Bab Daraba, but its masdar will be Nasran. Nasran, okay? Mean to scatter, to disperse, to sprinkle, to write in prose. This all. Nasr, remember, with Urdu we use quite a bit. Poetry and Nasr. So, to write in prose is called Nasr. Okay? Form 8 for this is in tasara. Yan tasiru intisaran. Intisaran. To be dispersed, to be scattered. We use that word intisar quite often. So the whole hives and the bees become intisar. They scattered, they dispersed, they fly all over, they scattered. So the word intasarat is came in tasara when for here I become intasarat, inta sarta, intasarti, intasartu, intasarna. Okay, right? So the same thing as we covered in the form, okay, which is hua, hiya, anta, anti, ana, and nani. Okay, the same is here. Okay? So means that to be dispersed or to be scattered. Okay, so we will write down here vakavakum, scattered, will scatter, or call it. Oh, I think it's a madi. I think it's in scattered. And Dr. Yakut has mentioned something more to it, and let me just copy from there. I think I have a translation here. I believe footnotes. No, it's not here. Let me take it from there. Excuse me. Wrong. Sorry. I want to copy this. No, now it's copied. So this I'm just doing it for the sake of your completion of the note. So you can have everything, which this is Dr. Yakut is explaining what intisarat means. He say, tasakat al-kawakubu mutafarriqatun. Means, tasakat means to collapse, collapsing of the group. Okay. Tasakat is to collapse. Kawakib is the stars. Mutafarriqatun, dispersed or fragile. So that is meaning, is basically meaning the Kawakib has dispersed. It's a different way of saying the same thing. Since Dr. Yakut wrote it down, so I thought those of you who follow that thing, if you follow Dr. Yakut, so I can translate for you and look at the meaning of the word. So now look at the authentic translation of the both. Okay, so we go for our translation vocabulary of Infiitar. Here we go. We take 1 and 2 here. Copy that here. Paste. Here we go. وإذا السماء انفطرت. Dr. Mustafa Khatab. Dr. Mustafa Khatab is explaining this. When the sky break apart. Dr. Mohar Ali, when the sky shall be cleft asunder. Shall be cleft asunder. Iman Torres says when the sky is scattered. So that's where exactly, basically what you see when the sky is cleft asunder. Okay. وَإِذَا الْكَوَاكِبُ كَوَاكِبٌ in Tasarat. And when the planets are scattered, the stars are scattered. Kawakib. For instance, you look at the words, actually go through your Mufradul Quran, you try to see the difference between Kawakib and Najmun, okay? Both are words used in the Quran. Here something you use is a structure. When the Sama is broke apart, the Kawakib is scattered all over the place. The same thing happened that if you have a gazebo or tent outside in the backyard and you have a lights and so forth, something happen and your tent break apart, all the lights which you have, they will all over the place. They will fall apart all over the place. They will scattered throughout the place. So this is the same type of thing we're saying. When the sky is cleft asunder and the star is scattered. So now Allah is building that thing. Is all of them is shartiyat. Remember, if you take the first one, then this jawab is shart. Jawab, this is coming in following ayat. Okay. Inshallah, when we look at, then we become what's going to happen next. I hope this is clear now. I will take a couple of minutes break here just to give you a screenshot. Maybe I should enlarge it this much so they get everything. And then I give you the screenshot of the vocabulary. Okay. Okay. And this is the vocabulary of this section, alhamdulillah. So you don't have to look at the dictionaries and go through. Just give me 1 minute to have just for the cuff. I'm just trying to hold as much as I can. So inshallah, alhamdulillah, we move to the next ayah. وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ فُجِّرَتْ وَإِذَا الْقَبُورُ بُحْصِرَتْ وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ فُجِّرَتْ وَإِذَا الْقَبُورُ بُحْصِرَتْ. The Iza is the same as before. I think we should do, I believe, we should just take from the notes here and copy them. And we will only do the what is basically the same. Okay. So let's go for Pujjarat. This is again Madin, Pele Madin, but it is Majhul. That's why I did not copy it. Then Pele Madin, Mabni ala Pata, and Wa Mabni lil Majhul. When we do the surf, they become April. Okay. Okay. Mabni lil Majhul. And knife file, and now not file, now it would be knife file, right? Because it is Majhul. So, naibun, filun is what? Is same thing. Damir, mustatirun, jawazan, takdiruhu, here. Okay. And the tau tanis is the same as before. And I think we just copy that. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at the tau tanisi, harf mabni ala sukun, and jumla with fellow file, is matu fela. I think we should write down. I did not write down here. This is Matu Fiala Jumla Ula. Okay, because all of them is attached Ataf, Harfe Ataf, wow. Okay, wow. So it's all Matu Fiala Jumla Matu. Okay. So rather writing here Jumla Fiala Jumla Khabar is always Jumla Mein Fiala Faal Matu Fiala Jumla so and so, and its tafsir it can explain that. Okay. So this is basically the structure is basically the same. That's why I think what ulma basically say what we said there mislu jumla is sabaka. This Arab is the same as the previous jumla. Only the surf will basically change. Okay, right? And same is Bosrat now. This is also mabni al majhul, so I can just copy and put it there. Okay? So we just take that thing here. Just copy and put it here. Right, I will just submit this, okay? So let's look at basically, quickly look at the translation, okay? So the same, first words are the same, and when wow is attached, and when, oh, I think what I forgot to write here, I will just add here, 1, 2, just make it 2 here, yeah, harfu aata. So for those of you for completion of the notes, I'm sorry, I forgot that thing that wow is additional here, and this is mabni ala pata. Okay, and I will just circle here. there's a big mistake here. Okay, harfu ataf mabni fatah, right? And the same thing is here, harfu ataf, just for the completion of the notes. Okay, this is two, one, two. Mabni. Okay, now it's okay. So, and when, sorry, when I start writing and, I immediately realize, I immediately realize there's an issue there, right? So, what else the mistake? File here and this my file. I think there's another mistake here. Behadu, Gujarat. I'll correct that thing, inshallah. And when Al Biharu. So, what is Bihar? So, let's go to our vocabulary. Asar, Bahara, Yabharu, Baharan. Is Bab Fatah. Okay? Bab Fatah. Means to slit, to cut, or divide lengthwise, to cleave, to slit a camel's or goat or sheep ear. It's also called Bahara. To enlarge, to make it wide. It's all called Bahara. Excuse me. The Baharun is plural Biharun, and that's what came here. Baharun is plural Biharun, or plural of paucity is Abharun. Okay, means seas, great rivers of Biharun. Bahara is your singular, I'm writing it, and for this Biharun you just add S with it. Okay, great river, a a spacious space comprising a large quantity of water, either salty or sweet. They all call Baharun. Okay. Or Bahirun is basically Ismu Mubalagha, Ismu Maful ala Sigatul Mubalagha. One with a split ear. A camel with a split ear who's left to feed freely according to the pre-Islamic rite is also called Bahiratun. Okay. One with a split ear is called Bahira. Okay. So we write down here the seas. Al-Biharu is, storage should be seas. Excuse me. Fujirat. Now, what is Fujirat? Fujirat, we know this fail madi and it's a fail mabni lil majhul. Okay. So let's look at the Fujirat. We have it here, Fujirat. Called Fajara Yafjuru Bab Nasra and Fajran. Fajara Yafjuru Fajran means to break up, to cleave. To break up, to cleave is Fajara. Okay? Fajurun is to act immorally. To act immorally. Fajrun, Fajr, we already know, is the dawn, daybreak, morning, twilight. It is called Fajr because it's breaking the darkness. It's break up the darkness called Fajr, or cleaving the darkness, that's what called Fajr. It is dawn, daybreak, morning, and light. Okay. And Fajrun is Ismo file. Fajrun is Ismo file. Its plural is Fujjarun or Fajratun. This is a very thing used in Urdu also. One who is acting immorally or liar is called fajr. Wicked, sinfully. One who is acting wickedly, sinfully. One who is transgressor. One who is adulterer is also called fajr. One who is fornicator is also called fajr. I think this word came in Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from all these ills, inshallah. Okay. So here actually the word form 2 came. I should have written a form 2 here, but I'm sorry I forgot. But form 2 and majhul. Form 2 and majhul. Its form to majhul is fujjira, yufajjaru tafjiran. Okay, right? And from there it becomes fujjirat, which is there. Okay, fujjirat, fur, fujjirta, fujjirti, fujjirtu, fujjirna. Okay, these all five, which we do. A meaning is made to break up. You see, fajara, malum is to break up. Majhul, made to break up. One exploded, burst together all. Okay. Correct. So we write down here Gujarat made to explode. Made to explode or gush forth. Okay. Made to explode or gush forth is Gujarat. Okay. Oh, I beg your pardon. So I should be using a green to make it note as consistent. Made to explode or gush forth. And when the seeds are made to explode or gush forth, وَإِذَا kuburu is a, and when al-kabur, let's look at it. The word is kabara, yakbiru, or it has the both, AI and AU. Daraba and Bab Nasra. Kabara, yakbiru, daraba, yadribu, right? Kabara, yakbiru, yakbiru or yakburu, which is Bab Nasra. But masdar as kabran or makbaratan. Yeah. We already know in makbara in Urdu, and I think it's an Arabic word, but very commonly used in our country. So, so the meaning is to kabara means to bury. Its form four is akbara, yukberu, ikbaran, to cause to be buried, to provide it for the burial or called akbara. Okay. Kabarun, plural is kaburun, the word which came here, means grave or tomb. Makabirun, singular, is actually ismu makan, and his word is makbaratun or makbaratan, graveyard, cemetery, burial place, or grave. They all called, the all words came from here. Okay, these are different words came from. Okay? So we do that. So we'll write down here kaburun, which is um, which is graves, as we did that. So we got kaburu, the grave, buserat. Busera is also majhul. Okay, let's look at it. What is Busera? Is Busera. Basara, Yub, Basara, Yubasiru, and Basaratan. Okay, this is Fele Rubai Mujarrad. Oh, Fele Rubai Mujarrad. What? Number of Mujarrad what came here means to scattered, to turn inside out, to turn upside down. They all called Basara. Okay, all called Basara. So that means they sirat are overturned. When the graves are overturned. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has giving the scene of the day of judgment, where is a Samau on Parat, when the sky break apart, where is a Kawak Parat, and the sky shall be clear, and the stars are all scattered and disappeared. Waizal Biharu Fujarat, and when the seas are made to explode or gust forth, Waizal Kabur Bosarat, and when the graves are overturned. And next one day, inshallah, will coming a jawab of this is what will happen that time. This is a scene Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is beautifully describing here and describing the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Um, so let's look at the authentic translation for that. Before we go forward, I think Dr. Jakut has done a little bit more on Fujarat and Bosarat. Those of you who are interested, a little bit advanced level, I will copy from my master note and then I will share with you so that you can keep it for your record. Okay. So I'll go here and see if I can copy from there. Otherwise, I have to go from my other master document. I try to have the translation for that. Copy. We go here. Try to put here. Okay, this one. Let me do the other one at the same time. So what Dr. Yakut has described that thing, and you guys can look a little bit more in detail when you have a time. Brother and sister, all my aim here is to collect as much information as possible from the scholars, basically Dr. Yakut, and as our Ustad used to do that. Sometimes I put the harakas on that, sometimes I do not. I think you guys should also practice this thing. And as I mentioned, I'm not a scholar, I'm just a student like you, and I try to work very hard, look at the dictionaries and meaning because we are not Arabic speaking. So and so Dr. Yakut is describing Fujarat for meaning of the ayah for his Arab Biharu Fujarat. Maine is saying Fotehat Biharu Badoha bil ila Badi. The seas open up to each other. The seas open up Fatihat Bado Badi to each other. فاختلط العذاب بالماء لها. So the fresh water mixed with the salt water. Azabu. Remember when we did azaba? Yes, azbu, az, when the thing is called sweet and pleasant. Sweet and pleasant. Okay? And bilmahilihi is salty and briny. Salty or briny. Okay? Wazalal akhu allazi bainahuma wasarat biharu baharan wahadan. And the isthmus between them will disappear. The zala is disappear or cease. Al-Barzugu is the partition or the isthmus. Allazi bainahuma, between them will disappear. Wasarat biharu baharan wahidan. And the seas become one sea. Sarat become Baharu seas, Baharan Wahidan become one sea. So this is what Fujarat, the first meaning of Aiza Baharu Fujarat, the explanation of the ayah by Dr. Jakut. Wa Izal Kaburu Bosarat, and he said, Wa Izal Kalba Turabul Kaburi, Wa Akhrijul Mauti, Alladina hum fiha. And when the dust of the grave is turned over, Turab, dust, Kuliba, turn over. Okay, when the dust of the grave is turned over, Wakhrajul Mauti, and the dead who are in them, Allazina hum fiha, who are in them, are brought out. Akhraja or Ukhraja are brought out. Okay, so that's what the is. Waizal Kaburu Bosara. Okay, let's look at the authentic translation by our ulama, which we are following, and I will copy these two from here. And inshallah, we try to finish the job today, and then we take a break, inshallah. So we copy from here. We go back. I paste. Okay. وإذا البحار فجرت. Dr. Mustafa Khatam, in a clear Quran, is describing when the oceans are exploded, made to explore or exploded. Dr. Muhar Ali, when the seas shall be exploded, when the seas shall be exploded. Okay. And Iman Torres, when the ocean burst together, gush forth or burst together. Okay. Waizal Kaburu, Sirat, when the tombs are striven around, and when the grave shall be upturned and exploded. Beautiful translation. When the grave shall be upturned, Fujirat is upturned. Fujirat, you see, it's a form two is giving a emphasis. Okay, and the grave shall be upturned and exploded, made to explode. Okay, Fujirat. And then we gave Izal Kaburu Posirat. Izal Kaburu Posirat, and the graves are turned upside down, are turned over. That's what we say when the graves are turned over or turned upside down. Okay. So these are the Alhamdulillah, the Arab of these ayahs. And I will leave here for a minute for you to take a screenshot. And I'll make this a little bit large because there was not enough space, so I have to write it very small. So you can look at it and study your own, Alhamdulillah. And I will give you the screenshot of the sir. Meanwhile, I have a sip of water. Brother and sister, I really apologize for the coughing on the recording, but I had a choice either to cancel the class or continue the class and try to do my best as best as possible. We already have a break of 2 weeks. Alhamdulillah, I really didn't feel like that we should have a break now, and just forgive me for making awful noise. It seems. Next ayah, I think, inshallah, we still have a 15-20 minutes. I think we should be able to finish the next ayah, which is now coming, the jawab. All this time we're coming, remember? All this time we're reading, Istamau and Surah, Waizal Kawakibu, Kawakibun, Nasarat, Waizal Biharu Fujirat, Waizal Kaburu, Fujirat, Alimat Nafsun Ma Kaddamat Wa Akharat. Ma kazzamat wa akharat. Wow, subhanallah, subhanallah. What a beautiful sentence. Okay. Beautiful ayah. Alimat. Let's quickly do it, inshallah. Alimat, is Madin, Mabni Allah, Fata, and Tau Tanisi, which is harf, right? So we do again. The category is the same. It's basically the same. Madin, Mabni ala Fata, because it is joining with the damir. It is joining with the damir, which is sakin. If you join with the damir, which is mutaharrak ala ta, then this meme will take a sukoon. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, I'm sorry I keep on repeating this because in my experience, my other Sunday class, even the people who have done grammar for 3 years, sometimes they do not they forget the fundamental rules. So my habit is now I repeat that thing so it become part of us. We should just look at it and without any thinking, it was automatic to us. Alhamdulillah, okay, what's happening with the conjugation here? And this is Atau Tanisi. Atau Tanis. Oh, we have some sukoon here. and this is harf and mabni ala sukun. Okay? Now, fail came in. And you can see the next word here, excuse me, is marfu noun. Marfu noun came in, fail come before, so automatically say is the file of the fail. Okay. So filun, this is file. Alhamdulillah, today lesson is very, very simple. Marfuun in terms of grammar and alamate thing, in terms of grammar, very, very simple. In terms of meaning, wow, very powerful, very powerful. Okay, very, very powerful. Now, amilat nafsun, you know. Now, this jumla now philophile. Let me just make a line here. Jumla failure or jumla philophile. Basically, I adapt the structure will our start teaching us, like mostly the Yakut, etc. scholars. So rather writing failure, I write philophile. And this is La Mahalla min al Arab. Why, brother and sister? Because this is actually a Jawabu Iza, which came in Ayah 1. Okay. Jawabu Iza. And Ayah 1. Okay. And at the same time, the Jumla is starting. So Jumla Asluba Iza. So all the Jumla which is started from here, Waiza Samau Ursarat, Amir Nafsun Ma Kaddamat, the Jumla is Asluba Iza, is La Mahalla Min Arab, is Ibtidaiya. So I will write down Jumla, Asloob, which is the style of the shart, is that, okay, is La Mahalla Min al-Arab, because it is Ibtidaiya. The here, okay. So it doesn't have the Arab, but Asloob is, I start from the very beginning, okay. Alimat Nafsun Ma Qaddamat. Ma here is Ismu Mawsul. Someday, inshallah, I will share you. Maybe after this class, I will ask Abu Ustad to share you a very simple one-page summary of the type of ma which came in Quran and a reference to our Medina books, different files. Those of you who want to study a little bit advanced, etc., then I have, I think, a many-page document, handout made, where I describe the different type of ma and their characteristics and the examples of the different ayahs from the Quran to explain those ayahs. Particularly become very important when you look at the difference from ma, very similar thing with ma masula and ma masdariya, and how the ayah meaning when you take ma masula or ma masdariya, how you have to change slightly the meaning. Ultimately, the meaning remains the same, the emphasis slightly changes. Because most of the time, ma or masula is basically referred to previously the ism, or ma masdariya is referred to the fail, but this is not a this is a general rule, not a particular rule. There are a lot of places where they overlap. Okay, I will request, I think, brother our Ustad, so I will send him the one-page document and many-page document for the share, and you can look at the thing. Here actually the ma is came ismu masul or ma masula. It's ism and it bamane allazi. Always mine. It's the masul mine is always allazi. When it comes in, I write down allazi right here. So our translation becomes easier. Okay, that's why I do. And this is like also mabni ala sukun. We don't write sukun here, so we write down mabni ala sukun. brothers and sisters, this is my terminology. The meme reflects mabni, and a bracket is shows you mabni ala sakun. And this fi is fi mahalli, and it is now nasbin. Why? Because it is the mafule bahi of alimat nafsun ma qaddama. So it's the mafule bahi of the fail alimat. Is mafule bahi, and that's why it is fi mahalli nasbin. Okay. Qaddamat. Qaddamat fail madi. Mabni ala fatah, and its file is damire. Excuse me, brother. Just a minute. Okay. So, brother and sister, qaddamat is fail madi, mabni ala fatah, and its file is damire mustatir. Damire mustatirun jawazan taqdiruhu. Yeah. All of them is Tautani C. Right? So it is basically, if I do that, Kaddama and Mat. Okay. And the Ta is Tautani C. I think what we do quickly, I will just take it from here to just to complete your notes. Okay. Copy. Tautani C har mabni ala. Okay. And since Ma came in, Ma Mausula came in, so following sentence, whatever is coming, is become Sillatul Mausul. Okay. So we write down, I will increase this one, and Wajumla, min fail plus file, Wajumla failure, fail plus file is La Mahalla min al Arab, is Sillatul Mausul. Right? Mausul. Okay. And it continues. Okay. Whatever comes after ma, kaddamat wa. Right? Because wa akharat, wow is ataf, so it's following that. Okay. Sillatul Masul, and wow is after ataf. One, this is again three words here. Go to thread. Wow, akhara, you see again. I think here is missing. Let me do it. The sakun is missing. This is how they write the sakun. Okay. Or maybe I should do a little bit better job. There. It's a sakun. Akharat. Okay. Wow is ataf. File is the mere muttasil. So the takdiro हुआ. Again, the basically the same thing. Okay. So I can just copy here like this. Copy it here. And just leave a little bit room up there where it says there should be two lines. Beg your pardon. We do this thing, decrease that. And this is 3. And number 1 is Hatpo Hataf Mabni ala Fatah. Okay. Correct. And this is this Jumla min fail plus file is Matu Fi'la jumla qaddamat. And therefore, la bala mehra. Okay? Right? It's easy, alhamdulillah. So let's quickly look at the uh, alimat nafsun ma qaddamat wa akharat. So alimat. Let's look at the alimat. The word came alima ya'lamu ilman, to know, to be informed, to find out. When this word came in, alima with la, hafidullah, God, means to establish, to make it known, to demonstrate, okay, of God, to punish, to take task, and to reward. All the meaning is used in it. It also have the other, this is IA, Bab Samiya, okay, Bab Samiya. When it comes to Bab Daraba, Alama Yalimu, or Bab Nasra, Ya'lamu is in Alman is Masdar. Brother and sister, please note there, this is important point here. We say Alaman and Ilman. Okay? If it is Bab Samiya, then Ilman. And if it is Bab Nasra or Bab Darba, is Alman. Okay, two different meanings. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay, very important. Alama Yalimu or Yalumu is to mark or to embark, to earmark or to designate. It's not the meaning of to establish or make it known. Okay. Ilmun is verbal noun, as I said, ilmun, to learning, knowledge, and information. Alimun is ismu file from ulmau is plural, one who knows, learned, and is scholar. Ismu maful is malum. We always use that. That which is known, fixed, or given. Okay. Alimun is from alamuna. Alamun for alamuna, which is the other word, called the world or the universe. Word or the universe. You see? Okay? Just just make sure you know the difference of ilmun and alimun. Okay? And the plural is alimuna. We use means the entire creation. Rabbil Alameen. All sorts of created being or the worlds, okay, or cosmos. Ismu tafdil from this is alamu, more or most knowledgeable. One most or more knowledgeable. Okay. So here alimat is alima. Alima from alima is from alimat of the here, right? So means we can write down will know. Who will know? File is nafsun. Nafsun here is nafasa, nafasa, yanfasu, nafsan or nifasan or nafasatan. To be valuable, to be precious. Nafsin, nafisa, yanfasu, nafsan is to be nigardi. Okay, these are two different words, Bab Samir and Bab AU. Nasara. Okay. Nafasan yanfasu or nafisa yanfasu. Meaning are different. Okay. Nafsun is plural is nafusun. Plural paucity is anfusun. Mean to soul or person or self. Soul or person or self. So each soul or each person. Nafasun, a soul. Soul is a little bit better word than person. I think I will still use a soul. A soul. Every soul or each soul, every soul will know ma kaddamat, what or that which, what or that which. Actually, ismu mawsula, I basically translated that which. or you can say what? Simple. That which kaddamat. What is kaddamat? Let's go look at the kaddamat. Kadama, Bab Nasra, Yakdumu, Kadman or Kaduman. Kadama, Yakdamu, Kadman or Kaduman means to proceed. To proceed. Okay. A Bab Samiya, Kadima, this is Bab Fatah. Bab Samiya, oh sorry, Bab Nasra, my bad was Bab uh, Kadima, Bab Samiya, Kadama, Yakdamu, Kaduman or Kidmanan or Makdaman means to arrive at a place, to reach, to come, to turn to. Okay, remember the difference between to proceed or to reach or to arrive at a place. Kadima. Kaddama is form 2. You kaddimu takdiman, to advance, to put forward, to offer, to work for. Okay. Form 5 is takaddama, ya takaddamu, takaddum, takadduma, takadduman, to go before and forward. This is masdar. To go, to go before or forward. Ismu maf'ul is muqaddam. Everybody knows that. Muqaddam. That which is advanced or brought forward. And kadiman is also a very common word. Everybody knows. Very excellent. Okay. So kaddama, I have a form 2 here. To advance to or to put forward. Advance or to put forward or send forth. To put forward or send forth. Ma kaddama, I will say had sent forth. Kaddamat, so it, referring to soul now, it here, Yehudiyala, nafsun, okay. It has sent forth. It has, each soul will know what it has sent forth, wow, and akharat. Let's look at the akharat. Brother and sister, I did not find the form 1 for this word. That's why I wrote down no verbal root here. Okay. No, you wrote here. Form 2 is there. Akhara, you akhiru takhiran. Okay. To delay, to put off, to defer, to postpone, to grant respite, or to reprise. Okay. Form 5 is ta'akhara, ya ta'akharu, ta'akhuran. To be late, to be delayed, to hold back, to lag behind, to follow, to delay. You know, there's a lot of number of words came in here. You can look at it. I put everything together here. Akhirun, what was the word in? Akhiru, what the thing is, everlasting, and so forth and so forth. Okay, you can look through, but basically here we have a short of time, so I will go through akhirat. What is left behind, or delayed, or put off? What has been put off, or easy ways left behind, or kept back. So we write down and what and what it has kept back. It has kept back or left behind. Okay. So, alimat nafsun ma kaddamat wa akharat. So, each soul will know. So, that day, the day which has been described repeatedly here, can you say, the day when the sky will cleft asunder, the stars will be scattered, the seas will be gushed forth, burst open, and the graves will be upturned, upside down, overturned. Okay. That day, each person will know what he has sent forth and what he has kept behind. Subhanallah, beautiful way to emphasizing. If you go to Mubalagha point of view, it's a lot of meaning here. Alhamdulillah, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has made it such a beautiful ayahs to describe. You can even, if you feel the words and the weight of the words in your heart, you will see that the visual interpretation of the Yomu Qiyamah. Let's look at the authentic translation from our ulama. Translation go. So we go, inshallah, and then this will wrap up our class for today. Let me just copy from here, go back here, and I paste here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, and each soul, alimat nafsun ma qaddamat wa akharat, each soul will know what he has advanced and what he has deferred. It is talking about your deeds. Remember the previous surah, we're saying that we have a watchers over us, all of it. They're recording each and everything what we do. So there's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this saying, the day, Rom Qiyamah, each soul will be asked what he has sent forth, what he has brought up with him, and what he has left behind. So Dr. Mustafa Khatam has mentioned each soul we know it has advanced and it has deferred. Okay. Dr. Muharali, then shall know a person, shall know a soul of person, what he has advanced and what it has left behind, or he has left behind. Sister Iman Tori said, then each soul will know what he has sent ahead and what he has left behind. This is the jawab of the Iza came on this ayah, alhamdulillah. And I think our ulama is telling him the Iza which came following this ayah which also has the same jawab, inshallah, and we will pick it up. Now with that, I think I will give you a screenshot and then we'll offer a dua. Let me enlarge it as much as I can so you can copy it. So you can, yeah, this will have a little part of the vocabulary and the other thing. I think we are almost 1 hour 45 minutes, alhamdulillah. And my apologies again for my making a couple of sounds. And I did not have a choice either to cancel the class or continue. I chose to continue and seek your forgiveness for all the interruption. Inshallah, we will start with the ayah number 6 next time, ayah al-Kareem, inshallah. And so we will offer dua and we end our class for today, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your devotion of time to study and understand the Quranic Arabic language as a good deed in your scale of good hasanat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all, our spouses and our children with excellent health. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us in our jobs, in our businesses, in our careers, in the profession and education of our children. Ya Rabbal Alameen, grant us all strong memory and deep knowledge of the Arabic and understanding and the depth of the message of the Quran so that we can all feel the miracle of Quran in our hearts. Ya Allah, oh Allah, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, enlighten our homes, our families with the light of the Quran and instill this light in the hearts of our children. Ya Rabbal Alameen, keep us all safe and protected from the evil of this virus and all the natural disaster and diseases that's going against, and all the schemes and education, all the schemes against Muslim nations all over the world. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, protect us from. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, help the people of Gaza, help the people of Palestine, as they have no support in the world right now. You and you alone can help them. So, يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا هب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا من ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار सुबहान रब्बी के रब्बिल इज्जती अम्मा यासिफून व सलामुन अलल मुरसलीन वल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। जज़ाकल्लाहु खैर।